So today's topic is microeconomic factors. We are into chapter number 5. Let me tell you microeconomic factors. What does it mean? When I speak about this branch of economics, that is microeconomics, I speak about a particular individual's earnings, a particular individual's issues, a particular individual's problems, what particular individual uh, like uh, like what is the demand a particular individual has, what is the supply in the market available for an individual business, an individual family, or whatever. Okay, so we are going to study in this particular chapter, we are going to study certain factors which have an impact in an individual's life. We are going to study about demand, what an individual demands, or how an individual who shows demand for certain thing is getting impacted, supply available for them, and even other factors we are going to study in this chapter. So now there is a small chart in which you're going to see what are the factors we are discussing about. We're discussing about demand, supply, how the demand curve shifts. Okay, what makes the demand curve to shift? Then market and competition. We are going to study about this. There are what types of competitions are there? Perfect competition, imperfect competition. Okay, perfect market, imperfect markets. Then micro environment, and then equilibrium price, then changes in equilibrium price, a price at which your demand, your supply and demand are equal is the equilibrium price. Then we are going to see how the demand behaves with respect to changes in certain factors, elasticity of demand, or how demand responds to changes in determinants of demand or certain factors which can have an impact on demand, or the factors on which the demand depends. I'm speaking about price. So demand depends upon price. So how the demand responds to changes in this factor. We're going to study that. Then we are going to study the factors affecting price elasticity of demand. Then we are going to see it is not only the price which can have an impact on demand, it is the income as well. So how the changes in income can have an impact on demand, how the changes in one product, changes in the price of one product can have impact on the demand for another product. Okay, so substitutes we are going to see there. Then we are going to see the supply curve in long run and short run, how they behave, then cost plus price and long run supply curve. So this was an overview about the chapter. Now let's enter and dig deeper into this chapter. Market and competition. When I speak about market, market is a place where buyers and sellers, they come in contact to each other, right? That means the buyers, why the buyers would go into the market to buy certain thing, and they will connect, they will communicate with seller, or they will come in contact with the seller only for one purpose, to buy something, and whatever they are buying, they'll pay a price for it. So what matters to them is like the price. So the buyers are always worried about this particular element called price. Okay, so markets can be worldwide, oil market, wheat, cotton, copper. Others are more localized, such as housing market or market for second-hand cars. This is only you see in a country itself, like in a that means in the boundary of a country itself. Market, a situation in which potential buyers and sellers of a good or service can come together for purpose of exchange. Yeah, sellers will sell, buyers will buy, and they exchange what? Buyer gets the goods, seller gets the money. And the way in which firms are structured and compete with each other in an industry are often described as. So there are many firms in a particular industry. If I say car industry, car manufacturing industry. Okay, so car manufacturing industry has so many firms, like Suzuki, Toyota Motor Company, Nissan. There are many companies, so the way in which firms are structured, so how the firms are established in an economy, and how they are progressing, how is their growth, how is their development, all these things we see. So with respect to all this, we see there are different kinds of markets. One is perfect competition, whereby large number of buyers and large number of sellers are available. Similar kind of goods are sold in that market, and at one price itself, whatever quantity you want, that many goods can be sold. One price itself. Let me be very clear. So at 5 rupees, they can sell 100 units or they can sell 1000 units. It's a non-price, it is a perfect competitive market whereby it is buyers market whereby buyers can get goods at certain price, and sellers have to sell that particular good to the buyers like at that price itself, which they are willing to pay, right? Imperfect market is more often something related to market which is sellers market, imperfect market, imperfect competition. So what comes under imperfect competition is monopoly, oligopoly, monopolistic competition, whereby the sellers dominate the market here. The buyers are dependent on sellers and like monopolist. So what monopolist can do is monopolist can increase the prices of the goods what they are selling, and everyone has to buy that. What we can give an example for a monopoly market. Indian Railways. I understand it's a non-for-profit organization, but if they increase the prices, everyone has to buy the tickets at that price only. Okay, we can't because we don't have any other alternative for that particular transport in India. So here let us understand the features now in details. I have given an overview to you. Perfect competition. Perfect competition is characterized by many small in value buyers and sellers. So there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers which individually cannot influence the market price. I already told you right now, buyers may have some edge, but sellers do not. Okay, but they cannot completely dominate the market anyways, both of them. Whereby in monopoly, one-sided domination is there from the seller side. There is no the points are very simple and clear. There are very small, many small value in value. Many, see, many means large number. Small, like they come in, like they buy some normal goods like clothes or vegetables or etc., which individually cannot influence the market price. No barriers to enter or exit. Anyone can come into the market. They are free to enter and they are free to exit. So business are free to enter and leave the market as they wish. Perfect information such that production methods and cost structures are identical. That means everyone is having the knowledge how the things are happening in the market. Whatever the sellers are selling, how those goods are coming, or how they are procuring that, and what is the cost. Everywhere it is the same and identical. They are selling homogeneous, similar kind of products. That's called homogeneous products, right? No collusion between buyers and sellers. They will be like, there's no collusion or no, I can say indifferences. They are like what sellers are selling, buyers are willing to buy, and we don't see any kind of clash in this case, right? Now, what are the consequences of perfect competition? The consequences of perfect competition include suppliers or price takers here, not the price makers. As I told you right now, buyers have some edge here, right? So suppliers are price takers. Unlike the monopoly, the suppliers are price makers. So suppliers are price takers. What buyers are bargaining and what buyers are putting the pressure on supplier to sell it, that is the price at which the sellers would be selling. Okay, so buyers pressure is very much evident in this kind of market. So suppliers are price takers, not price makers. That is, they can sell, sorry, as much as they want, but only at the market determined price. That means they can sell 10 units or 100 or 1000 or 10,000 or 1 million units that at 5 rupees. That is the market determined price. That means the price is fixed in the market. You sell any units, but the price will be that only. Okay. All suppliers only earn normal profits here because all the suppliers are selling similar kind of goods at similar price. You go for buying tomatoes, you see 10 hawkers selling the same tomato 1 kg for 10 rupees. There no one is taking advantage, right? there is a single selling price. So the price is the same. It won't change. These are very important points. Should understand. That means if I make a graph, if I make quantity demand, okay, so 5 rupees is the price at which they will be 5 rupees. If I tell 5 rupees, that means horizontal. Whether you buy like any number, so like 5 rupees, let's say, whether you buy 10 units, whether you buy 1000 units, whether you buy 10,000 units, the price is same. So the graph is clear, right? At 5 rupees, they are ready to sell 10 units. 5 rupees, they are ready to sell 1000 units. 5 rupees, they are ready to sell 10,000 units. Now, so perfect competition is done. Imperfect competition. Just a second. Okay. Then comes the imperfect competition. It is defined as any market structure that does not meet the conditions of perfect competition. An example of this monopolist is the monopolistic competition. See what happens in monopolistic competition. See, don't get confused with monopolistic competition as monopoly. See, monopoly is a price competition. Monopolistic competition is a non-price kind of competition. Here, much more importance is given to product differentiation, right? So what happens? See, there are many firms in car industry. Car manufacturing industry has many firms. Suzuki, Ford Motor Company, Toyota Motor Company, and like Honda, all are selling you know like Volkswagen, all are selling sedans, hatchbacks, etc. But Suzuki has some edge over Ford. Ford has some edge over Toyota Motor Company in some aspect. Toyota Motor Company has some edge over Honda in some aspect, and Honda may have some edge over Volkswagen in some aspect. So all are selling just one product, that is a four-wheeler, whose task or job is to take people or transport people from one place to another place. I don't know to draw. Okay, so manage with this. So the task is to transport people from one place to another place. That is the only work with work which this product has to do, and everyone is making the same product, but Suzuki sells the most fuel efficient cars. Fuel efficiency is the best. Triple E is what they follow: economy, efficiency, effectiveness. But the where they lack, after sales, resale value, or after sales service cost, whatever you take, it's very reasonable. But only point at which the lack is safety. These they make very delicate cars. When a Maruti Suzuki car, like someone is driving and they meet with an accident, can't imagine what's the condition of that car. Okay. Ford Motor Company, American brand, so they have this American brand, value, right? So around the world, Americans have made a mark in their technology. So American technology, the cars are very good, very well built. Okay. These Ford Motor Company cars suit some buyers like this. So the ones who want to buy this won't go to this. Toyota Motor Company makes very good cars. Okay, very durable cars. So durability, you take Innova, you drive it for 5 lakh kilometers, still that car can give you service. I doubt, really doubt, that any of these cars, the companies which I mentioned, can give such durable cars. And generally like taxi drivers drive for 5 lakh. If you want to use it for personal purpose, you may go for 1 lakh or 2 lakh kilometers, but they make the most durable cars. Durable is nothing but it has every feature, plus it is more, it lasts for longer period of time. Honda Motor Company has a different kind of unique engineering. Luxury is what you can expect from them. And Volkswagen, German engineering, very super built cars. Polo, many people, this is a favorite car for many young driving enthusiasts. So I've given the different like aspects of everything. This is what each and every company has a difference in their product. That difference makes them to pull the customers, right? And they can sell at their prices what they want by showing some extra and special features to the customers. So the one we many people who are buying Suzuki cars feel that the ones who are buying Volkswagen Polo car is a stupid and foolish person. No, he's not foolish, because you are paying less and this guy is paying more. It doesn't mean that you and the other person has the same kind of thought process and perception. Everyone has their own thought process and perception. So the one who is buying Volkswagen Polo may think that you are a stupid person to buy Suzuki. Why? Because he is buying a very safe car. See, safety ratings, these also show, but it really depends on the ground level, or in reality which car is more safer. So you can feel that the metal what they use in this is like, heavy metal. So but these people say that why shall I, these people like they kind of laugh on these people because they say I am getting very good mileage and saving more, and these guys don't get that mileage. So everyone has their own thought process, perception, and everyone has their own way of thinking, right? So monopolistic competition is characterized by many buyers and sellers. Same like perfect competition, it has a feature of, see, it has dual feature. Monopolistic competition has some perfect competition features and some monopoly features. What Suzuki can give, no one is giving. What Volkswagen can give, no one is given, right? Some differentiation between products, not homogeneous as in perfect competition. The differentiation makes it non-homogeneous. Why? Because the product is not the same. See, the product is similar but not exactly identical. Different features are present. Branding is like, differing them. Branding of products to achieve this differentiation. Some but not total customer loyalty. Few barriers to entry. These are the players who are playing in the market, so others will find it difficult to enter. Significant advertising in many cases. Consequences of monopolistic competition include increase in prices, cause loss of some customers, only normal profit earned in long run, as in perfect competition. Now comes the monopoly. See, they haven't given much details about all this. Let me be frank. So unlike, don't expect like you have studied that in intermediate, but in intermediate also this was not that detailed. They did not take this in that detail. If you are a CBSE and ISC student, I cannot say, but this will be studying in graduation. And how much ACCA is giving the content, follow that. If you want more research, you can do on your own, or if you want more research from my side, I can share some videos. I can do that. Monopoly. A monopoly describes a situation where a market has only one product. There's a single seller. It is often used, however, to describe a firm that has a very high share of market, like oil. There are very few countries in the world who are selling oil to almost the entire world. Arab countries are the ones who have oil, right? Gold. Only South Africa has that capacity to produce the gold for the entire world. That much capacity they have. So the consequence of not controlling monopolies is that they can set their own prices, which can lead to super normal profit. So that's what here. What is the difference between normal profit and super normal profit? Normal profit is a normal business making a profit, whereby they don't have that much scope to earn, because what they are selling is they're having a competition already. I understand not many firms, but few firms are there, but still they're posing competition. So they cannot earn extraordinary profits there. But a monopolist, no competitor, No one there to, question them. No one there to point at any pinpoint, like point at them. No one. So they earn super profits, super normal profits. They are one-sided, So they can, influence market by now the oil producing countries can sell the oil at very high prices. You have no other option just to buy, because you have so many vehicles in the country and people have to go to their offices. The entire economy runs on transportation sector. The food comes through transportation. So diesel, petrol is required. Everything comes through transportation, and there no country can afford anyways in any ways like to stop importing oil from these countries. So they demand high price because the demand is exceptional. Oligopoly. So oligopoly is something different. This happens when, like I take a small town. In small towns there are some there are some handful of like shops. You can count them. So there will be one particular shop which is, the dominant shop, which is there since very long time. And this one shop A has some B, C, D. These shops are, following this shop very closely. So an oligopoly occurs when a market has few dominant producers. These producers will have a high level of influence and a high level of knowledge on their competitor strategies. So these people, these firms follow this, and they closely, all of them do whatever this is doing. They are also doing the same changes, right? One firm who wants to enter into the market, firm E, and want to take advantage can't take. Why? Because these are always like, dominating the market, and if he goes like opposite to their strategy, he may be in big losses, right? So oligopolistic markets are often characterized by complex product differentiation, high barriers to entry, and significant influence over prices. That means they are all, very much closely doing the business, and they don't want anyone to enter into the market, right? So like that's what they're doing. And if there are only two firms in an oligopoly, they are referred to as duopoly. Market mechanism: the interaction of demand and supply for a particular item. In a free market, the price mechanism signals demand and supply conditions to producers and consumers. If it's a free market like perfect competition, the price can signal how the demand will be and how the supply will be. It therefore determines the activities of both producers and consumers, influencing the levels of demand for and supply of goods. So just read this real life example. I want this to be explained by Tanya. Please read this. I'm waiting. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Please go through this. So what is happening here? So it is important to remember that concepts described above are attempts to model the real world, and as such they are unlikely to be an exact description of any market you come across in practice. See, all the theories have come out with studying the market, right? You won't find exact things, but some kind of, elements you can find. However, they are often close enough for us to be able to use them to get an understanding of how people and organizations are likely to behave in a given set of circumstances. So I've given you many live examples there by taking some famous companies' names. For instance, when we look at the retail market of petrol, it is usually thought as an oligopoly. Yeah. Why? Refining and distributing oil is a complex and expensive process carried out by a small number of organizations. In UK, you'd probably be thinking British Petroleum, Shell, Texaco, and maybe one or two others, requiring enormous investment and hence has high barriers to entry. So it seems like oligopoly. Only few firms are dominating the market. Not one firm. I'm saying not one firm. Right? I already told you right now. Other industries, however, may prove more problematic when it comes to describing their market. So here, the oil, I'm not saying oil producing, I'm saying oil refining. So production is done, the crude oil comes from the Gulf nations or the oil producing countries, but the crude oil comes to all these companies, whereby these companies can refine them. So their oligopoly comes into picture. And crude oil production, monopoly. Production is monopoly, refining and distribution is oligopoly. So you think who will enter into this market? It's very tough to enter, right? If they enter even, they can't, survive or can't succeed. They have to beat all these firms which are giants. Other industries, however, may prove more problematic when it comes to describing their market. If you think for a moment about buying and selling books on eBay, it's a, e-market website whereby online books are sold through eBay. So if you want for a moment, if you think for a moment about buying and selling books on eBay, you want to buy or sell your second-hand books through this website, it is perhaps easiest to think of it as a perfect market. But is that true? The question, even something as standardized as book would have variations in its design, quality, layout, and so on, meaning that books cannot really be considered as homogeneous. Yes, because you may think that eBay is a website whereby people can only buy and sell books. So this is a perfect market because large number of buyers can come into this and buy. Large number of sellers can be there from the people who can sell their second-hand books to the buyers, right? So what happens? This has become a perfect market because the product what they are selling is only one product, that is homogeneous product book. But no, books can be of different quality, books can be of different design, layout, etc. So large number of buyers are there, large number of sellers are there. They are selling only books, but differences can be there. So also there, so it is very tough to consider what kind of business or market this is. Are there also there could be large retailers on eBay with the ability to dominate and influence the market. If something proves popular, they may be able to flood the market, reducing the selling price in order to gain market share and remove competitors. So that is what they are posing a question. What is your thought process on all this kind of situations, right? Micro environment. So in the previous chapter, we dealt with macro environment. Yes, looking at the big picture, such as the influence of government on economy as a whole, how government intervenes in the economy to boost the economy or reduce the problems which are arising in the economy, like inflation, and they want to improve the what we say exports and reduce the imports. So how they intervene, and how big issues like inflation and unemployment, big problem, and taxation impact on the economy of the country. Now we are going to look at the picture in more detail by considering the impact of decisions on an individual organization, and by looking at how the immediate environment will affect its ability to trade profitably. So now here we are, the subject is not the entire economy, the subject is a individual business, right? How the decisions can impact individual businesses, and we'll see how the environment will affect the firm's ability to trade profitably. What hurdles or what problems they are facing. This immediate operational environment is commonly referred to as micro environment. And while it will be specific to each and every organization, it is possible to identify a number of common elements such as customers, suppliers, and competitors. So, every business has its own issues, problems, and its way of performing its activity. But there are certain exposures they may have, okay, and certain common elements they have. Every business will have the same kind of elements with whom they deal, that is customers, suppliers, and competitors. Now comes demand. What is demand? Demand is nothing but the desire to acquire a commodity, it is not only the desire which is important. Apart from desire, you should also have the capacity to acquire that commodity. That means you should have money to pay for that. So the desire to acquire a commodity backed up by the ability to pay for that commodity is called demand. As simple as that, right? Now, there is a particular box here which can very simply explain you the demand curve. So what happens when there is a certain price and at certain price you'll buy certain quantity? What happens if there is an increase in the price of that particular commodity, okay, and the consumption behavior of a customer of that particular commodity? So very simply I'll explain. If the price is 1 rupee for a biscuit packet, you have 10 rupees, you can buy 10 pieces, 10 boxes, let's say 10 packets. But the price has increased now, it has become 2 rupees. And when you have 10 rupees, you can buy only how many packets? Come on. How many packets? 5 packets. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So when the price has increased, the demand has decreased, because 1 rupee you had and 10 rupees, 1 rupee was the cost of a biscuit packet, 10 rupees you had, you can buy 10 packets. But when 2 rupees is the price of the packet, then only 5 packets can be bought. Now, so with this, what we understand is as the price is increasing, the quantity demand is decreasing every point of time. So law of demand says when the price of a commodity increases, the quantity demand decreases and vice versa. That is, when price increases, quantity demand decreases. When price decreases, the quantity demand increases. So as you see, if the price is from 1 to 2, from 9.6 to 8, from 2 to 3, from 8 to 6.25, but when the price is decreasing from 6 rupees, it has gone to 5 rupees, from 1 kg to 2.3 kgs, the demand is increasing, right? Now we can frame this in a graph. So here we take the quantity demand, here we take the price. These are the prices, these are the quantity demands demanded. Now with the price of with the price of 1 rupee, with the price of 1 rupee, you have the highest demand or lowest demand? The highest demand, right? You want 10 kgs. Agree or disagree?
Agreed, sir.
Yeah, when the price is 2 rupees, you want 8 kgs. Because when the price is increasing, the quantity demand is decreasing. So as we go to 3 rupees, you want 6 kgs. 4 rupees, maybe 4 kgs, maybe. So I'm just roughly explaining. 5 rupees, maybe 2 kgs. 6 rupees, maybe 1, maybe 0. You don't want anything to buy now. Okay. When the price is the highest, you don't want to buy. When the price is the lowest, you want to buy the highest quantity. Now, when the price is decreasing from 6 to 5, you want to buy 2 kgs. 5 to 4, you want to buy 4 kgs. 4 to 3, you want to buy 6 kgs. 3 to 2, you want to buy 8 kgs. 2 to 1, you want to buy, let's say 10 kgs. And 1 to 0, that is not possible. So I've explained you the demand curve, and the demand curve is always falling from left to right downwards. Left to right. Downwards. Demand curve falls. Okay. So have a look through this diagram once again. I'll move forward. Always remember, whenever you are asked to plot a graph, the price comes on the y-axis and the quantity demand comes in the x-axis. Okay. Tell me, I'll move forward.
Okay, sir. Done.
Demand curves. So now there is an activity you have to perform. Let's say the price of biscuits is 3 rupees per kg, right? Now, so currently the price of biscuits is 3 rupees per kg and demand is approximately 6 kilograms. So for 3 rupees, you want to buy 6 kgs. Okay. At that price, what would be the approximate demand for the commodity if the price fell to 2 rupees? How many kgs you will buy? And what would be the demand if the price rose to 4 rupees per kg? How many kgs you will buy? That's the question for you. Now try to answer. Yes.
8 kgs, sir.
Yeah. See, for 3 rupees, 6 kgs, right? For 4 kgs, how much? You can cross multiply, right? But how? If you are saying the price has increased, right? So the demand should go down. How is it possible? I can imagine for 2 rupees, the demand would be more. 8 kgs can be taken, correct? Yes.
Yes, sir.
For 4 kgs, for 4 rupees, the demand would be less. How come you can calculate? So simple examples you can put, right? Don't worry about this. This is based upon this figure. So no need to worry about this. So I'll show the figure. You can answer. Very simple. When the price was 3 rupees, what did they ask? When the price is 3 pounds per kg. Yeah. For 3, when the price was 3, the quantity demand was 6, right? When the price is 4, the quantity demand is 4.5, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for 3 pounds it is 6. For 4 pounds it is 4.5. And when it is 2, the price is 2. The quantity demand is 8. That's it. Okay, activity is done. Next. See, there are certain factors which can have an impact on demand. So what are the factors which can have an impact on demand? The factors that determine or influence demand. First one is price. Of course, price has a very like bigger impact on demand because the demand is dependent on price. Price is an independent variable. Okay, demand is a dependent variable on price. When the price would change, demand would definitely like change. Okay, we have already seen the graph as well. Interrelated goods like substitutes and complements. Income levels, that means when your income is more or income is less. Let's say a small example. You are, drawing a salary of 10,000 rupees per month and you go with your younger brother or sister to a grocery shop and he or she demands for chips. One chips packet is for 100 rupees. So you say that, see, we will just adjust with one chips packet. Why you are doing that? Because your income is 10,000. That is not permitting you to buy more, right? You ask me a question, sir, how I have 10,000. See, you have lot many expenses as well. A lot many obligations. Let's say, just an example. If your income is increasing to 1 lakh, what will you do? You will buy more or less? You will
More.
take, yeah, you can take 1,000 rupees worth of chips, right? You can take 10 packets. Here you will take just 1 packet. And when your salary is just 5,000, you will say, let's keep quiet and go home and have meal at home. Okay, 0 packets. That makes sense, right? So when the incomes increase, there can be seen certain change in the behavior of buying patterns of a individual. Then fashion and expectations and income distribution. Let's go into this. Substitute goods, tea and coffee. These are substitute goods. Car and petrol. These are complement goods. If the petrol prices are rising, people will buy less cars. Am I right? If the petrol prices are decreasing, people will buy more car. So demand here depends upon this particular complement goods. If the tea prices are going up, people will shift to coffee. If the coffee price is going up, people will shift to tea. So demand for tea would reduce if the prices go up, and simultaneously demand for coffee is more, right? Now, change in the price of one good will not necessarily change the demand for another good. For example, we would not expect an increase in price of television to affect the demand for bread. See, every case it is not possible. That is, if the TV prices are high, do you think you'll buy less breads? See, bread is a staple food, right? TV is just one time buy. TV is important for entertainment and food is more important than entertainment, right? To survive, you need food. But do you think buying a TV, you will buy less bread on that day? Never it will happen. No one will compromise with their food, right? It's not like your expenses are very high today and you'll eat less food. You can't survive. That's a truth, right? It's a harsh truth that food comes first. So we would not expect an increase in the price of television to affect the demand for bread. However, there are goods for which, yeah, but if at all, like, somewhere it can happen, like substitutes and complements. There we relate the things, because it is not that you will not survive if you don't consume tea or you don't consume coffee. You still survive in both the cases if you consume plain milk. But someone who is very much someone who want some flavor in their milk would add tea or coffee to their tea, to their milk, and they can kind of switch, right? So however, there are goods for which the market demand is interconnected. So TV and bread, no connection, but somewhere things are connected, right? These interrelated goods are referred to as either substitutes or complements. So examples of substitute goods and services: brands of some commodity like Coca-Cola and Pepsi. If Coca-Cola is very costly, you'll go for Pepsi, right? Pepsi Cola. Tea and coffee and some different forms of entertainment. Like if you can go to a game zone if movie tickets are very costly, like some example. By contrast, substitution takes place when price of one good rises related to substitute good. By contrast, complements are connected in the sense that demand for one is likely to lead the demand for other. Cups and saucers, bread and butter, these are complements, right? If the price of butter is very high, what will happen? You'll buy less bread. No, in food it doesn't work. These are complement goods. See, complement is nothing but one would work with another only. In the sense, without saucer, will you buy cups? No, you won't. So they have to go as a package. Without butter, you won't consume bread. They have to go as a package. Motor cars and components and raw materials that go into their manufacture. So there are some examples here which might be the effect of an increase in ownership of domestic deep freezers on demand for perishable food products. Can you answer this question? Activity. What might be the effect of an increase in ownership of domestic deep freezers on demand for perishable food products? See, I understand, right? Why will you buy freezers? You buy freezers because you use perishable products, right? Freezers are bought only to store perishable products. So domestic deep freezers and perishable products are complements. They are complements, correct? Because people buy deep freezers to store perishable products. See, and the second point is see, they are asking you first of all, did you understand the question? What might be the effect of an increase in ownership? So why people are buying more and more deep freezers? So what might be the effect of an increase in the ownership of deep freezers on demand for perishable food products? So if people are buying more deep freezers, more perishable products can be stored, right? More can be bought.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so no need to buy fresh. You can store it. Sometimes some things can be stored. So domestic deep freezers and perishable products are complements because people buy deep freezers to store perishable products. Point number one. Point number two, perishable products are supplied either as fresh produce, like fresh vegetables, or as frozen produce, which can be kept for a short time in refrigerator, but for longer in a freezer. So the demand for frozen produce will rise while demand for fresh produce will fall. Point number three, wider ownership of deep freezers is likely to increase bulk buying of perishable products. Suppliers can save some packaging cost and can therefore offer lower prices for bulk purchases. So these are the benefits. Okay. So now today I will stop here. The reason is, again, there's a new topic coming. This requires a more deeper discussion. So we'll take the next class tomorrow. Okay. Shift in demand curve. I think by tomorrow's class, I'll try to close this chapter. Thank you.
हो गया